Hello everyone. I am here with another project that I started. I didn't need to start another project, but I did anyway. I've been having a little bit of fun with just a mini little tiny book that I was inspired by Cindy Utter's tag book. I wanted to do something kind of like that. I liked the idea of using up little bits. But I did not want to use up my tags that I had saved, so I decided that I would do it with cardstock. I also didn't really want to use scrapbook paper. I wanted to use up some of the painted papers, stamped papers that I had used. So I tried doing some of that. And I had a hard time gluing the pages to the cardstock. It might be my cardstock, it had that some of it has a texture to it, and I wasn't aware until I opened the package, and then it was too late. But I made this book out of cardstock pages. I did sew in the binding, sewed in all the pages, and this book is probably 2.5, 3 inches squarish, something like that. So what I did was stamped the cardstock on some of the pages. After I figured out that I couldn't really glue pages on very well, I did color some of the cardstock and stamp some of the cardstock, and then I went through, I bound it, and then I went through and added some stuff. So this is kind of what I did. I've added some words, and I don't usually do that, but I kind of like the way it looks for some of this stuff. I am having a hard time with the autofocus. It's just so small, I have to put it up close, and then all of a sudden it doesn't want to focus. So I'm wondering if this is in focus or not. But anyway, I'll give you a quick flip through on this one. I'm trying to find one of the pages that I glued on. I have used magazine pictures, some postage stamps, just little bits and bobs that I had. I wanted to use up some of that stuff from my scavenger hunt books. I've got some little tiny things all saved up. And I was inspired to do this by Cindy's book, video. So I like the way it turned out. I'm still kind of working on it. There's some blank pages still, and here's one of the pages where I just couldn't get the cardstock to the edge of the page, and when I started putting the page over the cardstock and trimming it, then I started cutting into the cardstock and things weren't square, and I just wasn't liking the whole thing. Here's a little kitty that I drew. So I went ahead and decided that I would do another one. Let me show you this one real fast. And I've added a bunch of different stuff. I have not finished adding stuff to it. I keep finding other stuff to put in. And I do have a couple blank spots that need something. But I do need to get to my other project, so I just wanted to film this real fast and get it going. Put it aside for a minute. I liked the way the pages were all different sizes, and that's what I really liked about Cindy's little tag book. So that's what I kind of was going for. I liked the patterns behind the pictures, and so this is what I ended up with. Here's a blank spot. And I'm adding all kinds of different pictures to this, so most of them magazine pictures. So when I was having a hard time with the cardstock, I decided that I would do another one, and this time I would use the some watercolor paper. And I went ahead and I did color wash on a big piece of watercolor paper, and I stamped a little bit on it, and then I cut it into the pages. Of course, I color washed both sides and did some stenciling and some stamping so that all the pages would have some color on them. I sewed this one in. It's got a little binding on it as well. So what I did was just stamp a little bit, stencil a little bit on the pages before I sewed them in. And now I haven't done anything with this one yet. And I've got some different ideas of what I think I would like. But it's the same concept. The pages are all different sizes. They've got different colors on them, different patterns. And they're ready for some stuff to be put on them. So what I'm thinking is I'm either going to add some of my postage stamps. I've got a few out here. I didn't go through a bunch of them, but either fill up the pages with postage stamps, because I've got quite a collection, or I'm thinking that maybe I should add some of my photographs. I took a break from crafting for a while in about 2007, and I started taking photographs. I am on Flickr, if you want to see some of these closer up. Most of these are on my Flickr page. I'm Kagedfish on Flickr, just like on my YouTube. Some of these are some things that I scanned. This is a piece of artwork that I had done that I had scanned in. This is an envelope from my family stuff, family pictures in here, and I'm kind of thinking this is a ticket from London. It was a mechanical museum. I don't even think they have it anymore, that it's even open. And here's an eye that I drew, family photos, things like that. I'm thinking that maybe I will add this kind of thing to the pages, but I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do yet. And of course, I want to add some of the words and things, because I kind of like the way that looked. And I've got tons of little words, and I've got bigger words. And so this is part of what I started doing. I think I will put the books away for a little bit, but I will come back to it because I really like the way it turned out. Thank you, Cindy, for showing your video. I'll put a link underneath so that you can see her original tag video. Her tag book is really, really cute and really, really neat. So thank you for watching.